The United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense latest intelligence update on Ukraine, September 30, 2023. On September 29, 2023, Russian authorities published footage of President Putin meeting with former Wagner Group Chief of Staff Andrei Troshev. Putin tasked Troshev with overseeing the establishment of new, volunteer fighting units to bolster Russia's forces in Ukraine. Deputy Defense Minister Uzbek Yevkarev was also present at the meeting. Yevkarev has recently been touring African states, likely trying to recruit mercenaries and secure arms deals. Troshev's involvement indicates the Kremlin's continuing reliance on volunteer units and private military companies like Wagner, despite the group's fracturing after its failed assault on Bakhmut. Around the time of the June 2023 Wagner insurrection, Troshev began working for Russia's official security forces. He likely encouraged other Wagner personnel to sign military contracts, contributing to the infighting. As a result, many Wagner veterans likely view Troshev as a traitor. By endorsing Troshev and Yevkarev, Putin demonstrates Russia's intent to continue leveraging volunteer fighters and Wagner's networks, but with tighter Kremlin control. Moscow wants experienced commanders who have proven their loyalty to the state while maintaining Wagner's foothold in Africa and beyond. Ukraine Armed Forces General Staff Update. Day 584 of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine continues. There were 24 combat engagements over the past day. Russia launched another wave of around 40 Iranian Shahed 136 and Shahed 131 kamikaze drones from the south. Ukrainian air defenses shot down 30 drones over Odessa, Mykolaiv, and Vinnytsia regions. In total, Russia conducted 8 missile strikes, 71 air strikes, and 17 multiple-launch rocket system attacks against Ukrainian positions and settlements, resulting in civilian casualties. Private homes and civilian infrastructure were damaged or destroyed. The situation remains active in eastern and southern Ukraine. Key developments. Northwest, no major changes in Volyn-Polisia regions, no signs of a Russian offensive buildup. Belarus forces continue operations near the border. North, Russia maintains forces near Ukraine's border, shells settlements in Chernihiv-Sumy regions from Russia, and increases minefields on the border. An airstrike hit near Halahanivka, Chernihiv region. Kupiansk axis, airstrikes near Novoselivskoye, Luhansk region. Shelling of settlements in Kharkiv region. Lyman axis, airstrikes near Nevsky and Bilohorivka, Luhansk region. Shelling of settlements in Luhansk and Donetsk regions. Bakhmut axis, failed Russian attempts to regain lost ground near Klishchivka, Donetsk region. Airstrikes and shelling of multiple settlements, extensive mining reported. Avdiivka axis, Ukrainian defenses repelled attacks near Novoselivka and Avdiivka, Donetsk region. Airstrike near Avdiivka, shelling of settlements. Marinka axis, Ukraine repelled 9 Russian attacks near Marinka, Donetsk region. Airstrikes and widespread shelling across the axis. Zaporizhia axis, Ukraine repelled attacks near Novoderivka, Zaporizhia region. Airstrikes and intense shelling across the axis. Kherson axis, airstrike near Mykolaiv, shelling of multiple settlements in Kherson city. Ukraine continues offensive operations in the south and east, inflicting losses on Russian forces. The Ukrainian Air Force conducted 14 airstrikes against Russian troops and equipment, and 8 against air defenses. Ukrainian missile forces struck 6 air defense systems and 9 artillery systems. In summary, Russian attacks continue across Ukraine, but Ukrainian forces maintain resistance and conduct localized counteroffensives. The situation remains highly active and dynamic along the front lines. The Institute for the Study of War Russian Offensive Campaign Assessment. Ukrainian counteroffensive operations continued in western Zaporizhia Oblast and near Bakhmut. The Ukrainian General Staff reported ongoing Ukrainian offensive actions in the Melitopol direction, West Zaporizhia, and near Bakhmut. Russian military bloggers claimed Ukraine conducted unsuccessful ground attacks near Klishchivka, Andriivka, Robotyne, Novoprokopivka, and Verbov. A fringe Russian blogger affiliated with the VDV airborne forces partially walked back earlier claims that Ukraine occupies half of Verbov, stating elements of the 7th Guards VDV hold the town despite losses. In summary, Ukraine maintained its localized counteroffensive momentum in the south and east on September 30th. The situation remains fluid, with Ukrainian forces likely conducting probing attacks to evaluate Russian defenses. Russian manpower and territorial control around key settlements like Bakhmut and Verbov remain disputed. Independent verification of battlefield dynamics in these areas remains challenging. The Institute for the Study of War Key Takeaways today. Confusion persists around Russia's claimed annexation of Ukrainian territory a year after the illegal land grab. Kremlin has yet to clarify which areas it claims to control. Overnight drone strikes primarily targeted Vinnytsia Oblast using Iranian-supplied drones. Russian military bloggers claim the military replaced the commander of the 205th Motorized Rifle Brigade, following criticism of its leadership. An organization tied to Putin aide Sergei Kiriyenko is reportedly categorizing Russian internet users to tailor propaganda, control information space. Russian forces conducted limited offensive ops near Kupiansk, Kreminna, Bakhmut, and along Avdiivka-Donetsk line, making marginal gains near Avdiivka-Donetsk. Russia has begun conscripting Ukrainian citizens with Russian passports in occupied territories. Russia continues forced deportations of Ukrainian children to Russia to assimilate them into Russian culture. In summary, Russian forces continue efforts to advance in eastern Ukraine while striking civilian infrastructure. Meanwhile, Russia is taking repressive steps to consolidate control over occupied areas. The information space remains a key battleground for Kremlin propaganda efforts.